Sure. Um, wow, I was a girl, a little girl. My mama will tell you. I keep on mentioning her, but she was mentioning this to me the other day. She said, "Do you remember when you were younger, you had something called the Lollipop Club?" And I did. We had a home, but the people who sold it to us left a kind of a small little shack outside of it, and it was full of cobwebs and spiders and all kind of stuff. But I took Saturdays and I began to clean it out. And I said, Mama, I want to have a lollipop club, whereby every week is a different color lollipop, a different color topic we'll talk about. People will be in groups according to the lollipop. And I had it. I had it right in the little shack outside the house. And I was like 10 years old. So the name was different, but the concept was the same. Us having girl talk, encouraging one another, all of that. And then after that, I was like, well, I want to make it a real thing, not just for my friends. I want to do something else. So MUSIC came about, of course, from the pageants. It was long. Music Uniting Sisters Initiating Courage, Character, and Care is what it stood for. And yes, but I did it right in New Orleans at my church in the gym at my church. And I pulled local celebs, so radio personalities, little known models, some ministers and elders at my church to be able to speak to them about their esteem. And I did it twice, two big times in New Orleans. And people came out. People donated everything. And that's, the way my company is. I'm a donor-supported organization. So people donated. I always have a VIP suite for those people who are being panelists and things because I feel like they're giving them their time. Let me give something to them. And people donated to the suite, and they donated the gift bags and all of that. And then I had a model for what I wanted to do with IAmAQueenFoundation. But before IAmAQueenFoundation, it was IAmAQueen Royalty Productions. In 2010, we launched it at Ventana's right in downtown Atlanta. But inside of that, then I was also told, well, IAmAQueen Royalty Productions is long, too. And people were also confused by the name. Like, are you a production company? Do you do film? What do you do? But I was just saying producing royalty is what I was thinking in my mind. But it wasn't portable enough for everybody out there. So I just said, well, what can we do to make sure that they still have the queen concept? Because I was also, that's another thing, you get told what to name your stuff and how. You can't tell me what to name my thing because this is what God told me to do. And so you can't say what to name it. But people were saying, you should say, lady, you should use lady instead of queen. No, I ain't using lady because that's not what I'm saying to them. I'm saying
That's
queen.
right.
So they would tell me that, well, if you want to call people to support it, they need to hear lady, and they want to know about the development of a lady, not a queen. I said, well, too bad, because that's not the person I'm supposed to be working with. But IAmAQueenFoundation came about because I felt like it was more solid. You understood what it was about, but we never lost the royalty in it. And so I wanted to keep it going. And that thing. So yes, it's been a process, and actually we are an LLC. We're not yet a 501c3. We have some silent partners who want to make us a 501c3, and we welcome that. Because it costs upwards of $800 to be able to do so. So with that being said, because we do so many free events, no, not so many, all of our events are free, that we're not generating any funds. We're not paying anybody to do anything, and nobody's paying us to do anything. So that's where the roadblock kind of comes. But this year we're getting more into the fundraising aspect because we want to do more and expand. So that that's the process. Understanding who you are as a company, the name, where you're gonna have it, what's going to be the premise. Can you regurgitate it? Like if somebody asks you, what is your business, you're supposed to be able to give it in about 10 seconds. People always say 30, but that's too long. Anybody got time for that? You're supposed to just say, because when they ask me, what's IAmAQueenFoundation? I said, well, we're an organization that seeks to transform the mindset of a girl to the mindset of a queen. And that's really what it is, period. And so with that
I love that.
being said, then it's absolutely a process, but you will love the process, and I recommend always trying to get a team that can support your process. And your first team may not be your last team, but get a team nonetheless because I am a person that takes loads on. Even right now, I have an executive board of 16 women, but that doesn't mean anything. I give them jobs, but if I see that the job can't be accomplished, I'm going to take it over because at the end of the day, I am the president, founder, visionary, and CEO of the company, and I need to make sure that it runs, and if something goes wrong, it falls on me. If something goes right, it falls on me. So with that being said, I believe that people have to trust the process, trust God in the process, and understand that your finished product is ongoing. So it's not like boom, done. It's ongoing. You still got to develop, change, grow, with the times, with the world, and be sure you stay relevant in that respect. Yeah.
And you know what? That is some of the best branding and marketing information I have heard. I hope that everyone was taking notes in that moment, because that was some great information about really how to put your organization together and how you do that. So thank you so much for giving them those tips and those nuggets of information. Now,
don't despise small beginnings is the other thing.
Mm-hmm.
People think you're supposed to be like, boom, an organization of 2,000 people, but you got to start somewhere. And I'm not saying God can't do it for you. I'm just saying that when you are not sure about who you are as a business, or you think you're sure, you have to kind of get your feet wet and be able to see through facades too, because there's a lot of that out there. And know what's best for your company. So do not despise small beginnings. Is my other little piece.
And I live by that too. I definitely, because I have a small business myself, and when I began Grace and Peace Productions, I just had this vision that I was just going to help everyone with their ideas, and I was going to just help these visions and the small businesses and all of this, and I had to go through this transition where the Lord took me to a quiet place and said, you cannot hold someone's vision, carry someone's vision, birth someone's vision, and raise someone's vision. It's someone else's vision. So, God had to really give me instructions. And I think one of the key things that you said was you have to be open to hear the voice of God. You have to be able to hear it clearly, so that when God desires a change or a turn in your organization, you're willing to do that. Because a lot of times people are not willing to just say, okay, you know what? I don't know which way to go, and I'm going to just keep going the wrong way. Even though I know that God is calling me back, you have to be willing to change your course and direction as God gives the utterance. So I think that's really important. And I think the other thing that you really talked about was building from the beginning and knowing who you are and what you are. And to have that type of insight, first of all, I have to